Good day, students. Welcome again to our Math 10 class. Today we'll be talking about division of polynomials. A polynomial expression p of x is an expression of the form a sub n times x to the power of n plus a sub n minus 1 times x to the power of n minus 1 and so on, where a sub n is not equal to 0, where the non-negative integer n is called the degree of the polynomial and coefficients a sub 0, a sub 1 are real numbers. Okay, we will be talking long division first. Just think of dividing whole numbers. It's just the same. But here, there are variables that we are going to include in dividing. Let us divide 2x squared plus 5x minus 23 by x plus 5. Okay, our dividend is 2x squared plus 5x minus 23, and our divisor is x plus 5. Okay, the first thing that we are going to do is to get the first term of the dividend, which is 2x squared, and divide it with the first term of our divisor, which is x. So we have 2x squared divided by x. Just divide the numbers, and what shall you do with the exponents of the variables? Since this is division, you have to subtract the exponents of the variables. So we have 2 divided by 1 is 2, and 2 minus 1 is 1. So we have our quotient 2x. And after that, you have to multiply 2x to the whole divisor x plus 5. So we have 2x times x is 2x squared here. And 2x times positive 5, that is positive 10x. And the next thing that you are going to do is to subtract. So we have 2x squared minus 2x squared is 0. And 5x minus 10x is negative 5x. Then bring down negative 23. And our new dividend here is negative 5x minus 23. And you have to divide the first term again to the first term of the divisor, which is x. So negative 5x divided by x is negative 5, because the exponent of our variables here, which is in the numerator and denominator, is 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So we have another quotient, negative 5. And we will multiply this to the whole divisor, x plus 5. So negative 5 times x is negative 5x, and negative 5 times positive 5 is negative 25. And then we will subtract it again. Negative 5x minus negative 5x is 0, and negative 23 minus negative 25 is positive 2, because negative 23 minus negative 25 is the same with negative 23 plus 25 equals 2, because if we are going to add integers with opposite signs, to subtract and then carry the sign of the integer with greater absolute value. Since we have negative 23 and positive 25, so we will subtract 25 minus 23 is 2, and the sign of the integer with greater absolute value is positive, so we will carry positive 2. So that's long division. To write the quotient, we can have 2x squared plus 5x minus 23 divided by x plus 5 is 2x minus 5 plus 2, which is the remainder over the divisor, or 2x squared plus 5x minus 23 is equal to 2x minus 5 times x plus 5 plus 2. There is another way of dividing polynomials, and this is called synthetic division. There is a shorter procedure when a polynomial is to be divided by a binomial of the form x minus r. This method is called synthetic division. In this procedure, we write only the coefficients, meaning those numbers together with the variables. The steps outlined below illustrate synthetic division. The procedure involves writing numbers in 3 rows. So we have this example. To divide a polynomial by x minus c. So we have here our dividend is 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus x plus 4. And our divisor is x minus 3. So we have to arrange the terms of the dividend in descending power. So that's step number 1. That means you have to look at those exponents of the variables, and you have to arrange it from highest to lowest and use c as the divisor. That's step number 2. To its right, write the numerical coefficients of the terms of the dividend. Use 0 to represent a missing term. So if there will be a missing term, you have to use 0 to represent it. But if there is no missing term, just put all those numerical coefficients. So since our divisor is x minus 3, so our value of x there is 3, and the first coefficient is 2, next is negative 3, next is negative 1, because negative x is the same with negative 1x, and positive 4. Okay, step number 3. Bring down the first coefficient on the bottom row. So our first coefficient is 2, so we have to bring down 2. Step number 4. Multiply the coefficient and the divisor c. Write the product under the next coefficient in the second row. So we have to multiply 2 times 3 is 6 and put it at the second row. Number 5, or step 5, add the values. Write the sum in the third column. So we have to add negative 3 plus 6 is positive 3, and then repeat the process of multiplying and adding. That's step number 6. So 3 times 3 is 9, negative 1 plus 9 is positive 8, and we have 8 times 3 is 24, and 4 plus 24 is 28. Last step is the set of numbers in the third row represents the coefficients of the terms of the quotient, except for the last number in the third row, which represents the remainder. And our remainder here is 28. The degree of the first term is 1 less than the degree of the given polynomial. Since our given polynomial is 2x cubed, that is the highest exponent, so we have to write the exponent of our quotient minus 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So we will start. Just copy those numbers there at the last column, the last row. We have 2, 3, 8. So we have 2x squared plus 3x plus 8 plus 28, which is the remainder over x minus 3. So that's the process in solving polynomial using synthetic division. Okay, like this, another example. We have 3x cubed plus 4x squared plus 8 divided by x plus 2. Since our divisor is x plus 2, so our c here is negative 2. And then we will get the numerical coefficient. We have 3, 4. Why we have 0? Because there is a missing term here. There is no x term. So we will put 0 and then 8. And using those steps of dividing polynomials using synthetic division, we have bring down the first term, which is 3, and then multiply this to our divisor. So 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. The product will be put at the second column. And then you add 4 plus negative 6 is negative 2. And repeat the process of adding and multiplying. So we have negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. And 0 plus 4 is positive 4. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. And 8 plus negative 8 is 0. Our remainder is 0. And our highest exponent of the variable is 3. So minus 1. We will start with 2 here as our quotient. So 3x squared minus 2x plus 4. And this is our quotient. Okay, let's compare if the quotient of the polynomial using long division and synthetic division have the same answer. So let us divide 2x squared plus 5x minus 23 by x plus 5 using the long division. So we have solved this a while ago at the previous slide. So our quotient is 2x minus 5 and our remainder is 2. Now let's check if they have the same answer using synthetic division. So our C or divisor is negative 5. And we have our coefficient 2, 5, and negative 23. Bring down 2. Then multiply 2 with the divisor. So we have 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. You add 5 plus negative 10 is negative 5. And negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. Negative 23 plus 25 is positive 2. So we have the same remainder. And since the highest exponent of the variable of our dividend is 2, so 2 minus 1 is 1. So we will start with 1 as our exponent of the variable. Copy 2x minus 5. So they have the same quotient and remainder using synthetic division. Next is we will divide 3x cubed minus 5x squared minus 26x minus 8 by 3x plus 1. So what have you noticed with our divisor? The coefficient of x is more than 1. So what shall we do? So we will get the value of x here. So 3x plus 1 equals 0. And then 3x is equal to negative 1. Since 3 is together with x, we will divide both sides with 3. So we have 3x divided by 3 is 1x. And negative 1 divided by 3 is negative 1/3. So that will be our C or our divisor here. Then we will get all the numerical coefficients. 3, negative 5, negative 26, and negative 8. There is no 0 because there is no missing term. It's complete. 3, 2, 1, and constant. So we will repeat the steps. Bring down the first term 3 and multiply it with our divisor. 3 times negative 1/3. We have 3 times negative 1 is negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1. We have to put negative 1 at the second column, and then we will add negative 5 and negative 1. So we have negative 5 plus negative 1 is negative 6. Repeat the process of multiplying and adding. So negative 6 times negative 1/3 is Negative 6 times negative 1 is positive 6 divided by 3 is positive 2. And you add negative 26 and 2. So we have negative 24. And then negative 24 times negative 1 is positive 24. And divided by 3, that is positive 8. Negative 8 plus 8 is 0. So our remainder here is 0. And what shall we do with this numbers at the last row? Since our divisor is a fraction, so don't forget to divide your answers here in the last row with the denominator of your divisor. Since the denominator of our divisor is 3, so we have to divide all these numbers at the last row with 3. So we have 3 divided by 3 is positive 1, negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2, and negative 24 divided by 3 is negative 8. And this is our quotient. And the highest exponent of our variable x is 3, so minus 1 is 2. So we will start with 2. So we have 1 x squared, no need to write 1, minus 2x minus 8. Hence, 3x cubed minus 5x squared minus 26x minus 8 is equal to 3x plus 1 times x squared minus 2x minus 8. Okay, we have our real-life application here. A rectangle with a length of x plus 5 centimeters has an area of 4x to the 4th power minus 4x cubed minus 85x squared plus 163x minus 60 square centimeters. Write a polynomial that represents its width. Okay, since the area A of a rectangle given by A is equal to LW, that's constant formula in solving any problem with regards to rectangle. Thus, to get the formula or to derive the formula in getting the width, we have W equals A divided by L, or the width is equal to area divided by the length. So we have W equals for x to the 4th minus 4x cubed minus 85x squared plus 163x minus 60 divided by x plus 5. And we will use synthetic division. Since our divisor is x plus 5, so our x is negative 5. So our divisor is negative 5, and we will get all the numerical equations of the area. So we have 4, negative 85, positive 163, and negative 60. And we will use those steps. Bring down the first term 4. Then multiply this to the divisor. So 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. You have to put the product at the second column. And then you add negative 4 plus negative 20 is negative 24. And then you multiply it with negative 5 because you will repeat the process of multiplying and adding. Negative 24 times negative 5 is positive 120. And you add negative 85 plus 120 is positive 35. And 35 times negative 5 is negative 175. And 163 plus negative 175 is negative 12. And negative 12 times negative 5 is positive 60. And negative 60 plus positive 60 is 0. Our remainder here is 0. Since our dividend has the highest exponent of 4, so we will subtract 1 so that we can have our quotient. So 4 minus 1 is 3. So we will start 3 as the exponent of the variable of our quotient. So the quotient is 4x cubed negative 24x squared positive 35x minus 12. And that's the width So we have solved our problem. Just remember, even if we have suffered problems in our lives for a long time, we think that there is no solution for it. Like long division, there is a shortcut called synthetic division. We have nothing to worry because God has the shortcut in order that our problems will be solved easily. Remember, He has 1,000 ways to solve our problems. When you give your problems to God, you are validating that He can take care of you. Learn how to turn your cares over to Him. He's more than able. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something about long division and synthetic division. God bless everyone.